Alrighty, guys, we're back for Urabrask Barrage, and this is an Aetherdrift standard brew, and I'm Red Cat. Let's briefly go over the deck, then hop right into some ranked. We got 3 Urabrask. It's a 4-mana legendary creature. It's a 4/4. Has first strike. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, Urabrask deals 1 damage to target opponent. Add a red mana. And then for a red mana, you can exile Urabrask, then return it to the battlefield transformed under its owner's control, activate only as a sorcery, and only if you cast 3 or more instant and or sorcery spells this turn. So it comes back as the Great Work. Actually not going to take the time to go over the Great Work, even though it is pretty easy to flip the Urabrask when it does come time. Okay, well, what the heck are we pairing with Urabrask? Well, of course, a whole bunch of instants and sorceries. Cards like Burst Lightning, of course, making the cut as a 4 of. That's going to be pretty good way to burn the opponent's face, or just early spot removal. Same concept with a Lightning Strike too. Of course, we're not going to take the time to actually read these, but Highway Robbery. Now, this is one we don't see too often. This is a 2-mana sorcery. You may discard a card or sacrifice a land. If you do, draw 2 cards. I'll tell you what, you'd be surprised how often you just end up sacrificing a land because, well, the opponent's going to win next turn anyway, so you really got to go for it on your turn sometimes. What's important here, too, is the fact that it has plot for just 1 in a red, so yeah, the plot is really going to come in handy. So guys, what about new cards? Usually I start with new cards first of all. For some reason I didn't today, but Monument of Endurance is a 3-mana artifact. Whenever you discard a card, choose one that hasn't been chosen this turn. You can draw a card, create a treasure token, or each opponent loses 3 life. Cool stuff, man. Well, that's going to pair nicely with Artist Talent, huh? The 2-mana enchantment class that I am going to take the time to go over. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. You could totally do that on your opponent's turn too, right? So you drop a Burst Lightning on the opponent's turn, you can run through the Monument of Endurance abilities again, since it specifically says that hasn't been chosen this turn, right? So cool. Level 2 is for 2 in a red non-creature spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Awesome stuff. Level 3 for 2 in a red, if a source you control would deal non-combat damage to an opponent or permanent an opponent controls, deals that much damage, plus 2 instead. So unfortunately, the bottom ability on Monument of Endurance says each opponent loses 3 life instead of actually reading 3 damage, right? So while that doesn't help out, still level 3 is going to help out somewhere, right? I mean, we still got a lot of burn packed in. Even Urabrask is doing that burn too, so. All right, other new cards. All 4 Stall Out. Hopefully this isn't too much of a janky pick, but it's a 2-mana sorcery speed, kind of slow. Has cycling for 2. So of course we can pay the cycling cost, discard this card, draw a card, so it kind of fits that discard theme with the monument. Outside of that, tap target creature or vehicle, then put 3 stun counters on it. 3 stun counters is kind of no joke. I mean, honestly, if you tap down a creature for 3 turns, hopefully the game doesn't go on any longer past that anyways. So I'm actually interested to see how much this is going to do. And when it's not doing the thing, maybe we just cycle it out and do the thing with the monument instead, right? We have a couple of Stormcatch Mentors, another way to make our instants and sorceries cost 1 less. Which, by the way, yeah, if you're on level 2 on Artist Talent, having cards like Stall Out for just 1 blue mana seems really good. Same concept with all of our 2-mana cards, right? How about our 3-mana cards being just 2 mana as well? Seize the Spoils at 2 mana seems like it should be pretty darn good. Also fitting the discard theme. Extra Treasure goes the extra mile too. Should be awesome. Broadside Barrage is a 3-mana instant speed, deals 5 damage to a creature or planeswalker, which is a good chunk of damage, dude. 5 damage is important sometimes. And then also, draw a card, discard a card. Awesome. Mana base, look at this. Brand spanking new. Riverpyre Verge, taps for a red, or you can tap it for a blue if you control an island or a mountain, which should be all too easy, because the deck list is mostly mountains and islands, right? 14 total. Also rocking a Night Market here too. Enters tapped. As it enters, choose a color. You can tap it to add 1 mana of the chosen color, or you can cycle it out for 3 as well. Trying out 1 in here because if we do end up flooding or something, cycling it for 3, and again, getting an ability on the monument should actually be pretty darn good, right? 23 total mana should be enough. No honorable mentions today, guys. There was just way too much that we could possibly pack into this deck list. We could put this exact same deck list together like 10 different ways probably, and it would look different every time. So no honorable mentions. At the very least, what should have made the cut as an honorable mention? Let me know in the comments. All right, guys, I do my dandiest to save the more in-depth discussion for the end of the video, so look forward to that. In the meantime, let's go ahead, take this into some ranked, see how we do. Right into that first game. What am I expecting from the build? I think it's probably going to be janky this time. Last few times I visited Urabrask, I had high hopes, and some of those times it really succeeded, and other times felt relatively janky. I'm leaning towards jank, but we'll see, huh? Opponent goes first. That's terrible news, but I think this is an all right hand. We keep this. Having a turn 1 Burst Lightning is not terrible when the opponent goes first. Oh, Golgari colors. Oh, no. Oh, Sultai colors. I sense Squirming Emergence. Ew. Now we'll see what the opponent's actually playing. But with the Surveil lands, it's probably Squirming Emergence, but we'll see. All right, we're going to be patient with this Burst Lightning. We're not just going to pop 2 right now. All right. Hopefully we find our 3rd mana. See if the Artist Talent lands. It does. No counterspell from the opponent. 3rd mana is going to be pretty essential here. We start with the level 2 on Artist Talent. Probably just go all into it. 3rd mana. All right. Nice. That's great news. Sultai colors, it should be pretty hard to remove an enchantment, right? Right? I think so. I don't know if I'd power up the talent that turn if we were up against like mono white mid-range or something. Because we would just know that there was a guaranteed get lost waiting for our Artist Talent. Will the Forgotten Atraxa hitting the grave. That is terrifying news. Canal should have been the land last turn game. Excuse me. That way, maybe we could have actually pulled off Urabrask this turn. Outside of that, I wouldn't mind trading out some cards here. The other Artist Talent, probably not worth it right now. I say seize the spoils. Let's see if we can find an untapped source by getting rid of the other Artist Talent. Because if we don't find the untapped source, we still want to play the Canal for the turn. Oh, or we can trade the Canal right now, still try to find that untapped source. That actually seems pretty good, right? A Monument for 2. We do find that untapped source anyways as well, so not bad, I would say. Let's get the Monument down. This card happens before it lands. I say we like everything in our hand right now. So decline. We have Treasure, Lightning Strike. I think I might wait for their turn. Or I might wait for Urabrask to come down. Seize the spoils. I apologize, opponent. I'm going to wait for their turn. And I think I'll do it too. I think I'll pop the Treasure, go for draw on the Monument. Or 3 from Lightning Strike, 3 from Monument. What do we discard, though, at that point, right? Maybe I won't do it. They keep 5 open. Yeah, I'm going to save it till the Urabrask is on the board. Untapped mana is terrific news. Let's see what we can pull off, dude. Instant speed removal for the Urabrask. It won't even hurt my feelings. Huh. No counterspell. Start with a Lightning Strike. And start with the draw on the Endurance, I suppose. Yeah, it does look like Bitter Triumph. They go for the discard on an Omniscience. See. I guess on the stack, I'll go for the Burst Lightning. Because extra damage. And then I plan on discarding the Barrage. I'll start with the draw. Oh, another lightning strike. That's excellent, guys. Treasure token is also good, but we're about to get another discard. And I think the discard's going to be... Oh, Highway Robbery, too. Wow. Okay. All right, Urabrask is a goner, unfortunately. We tried, guys. We tried, but still getting that excess damage through here. And we have 2 mana still as well. Still have Seize the Spoils if we want. And then still have a Lightning Strike if we want to. So I'll go Seize the Spoils for the turn then at that point. The opponent has fallen asleep, and I completely understand, opponent. Completely understandable. All right, this time we'll go Treasure Token, because we still plan on going for the discards anyways. Now, the extra Monument is interesting. I'm going to do that over the Seize the Spoils, because at that point, I guess we actually want to decline this turn. Keep the Seize the Spoils for next turn, right? And go Lightning Strike. I guess, again, we could do this on their turn, but we're going to be hitting for 9. Oh, Seize the Spoils has to be the discard for the Artist Talent this turn anyway, so actually don't entirely know what I was thinking there, but I'm going for the damage, dude. Let's do this. Yeah, down to 4. Holy cow, dude. So any draw, as long as we get to keep an extra card in hand, will be devastating for the opponent. Even if they bring Atraxa back, unless they give it haste, they need some serious life gain here. Double Monument's no joke. Yeah, as long as we play a non-creature spell, we'll get the discard. They're looking at the Artist Talent. GG opponent. So there is like... There had to have been a more optimized way to play out that last turn, right? Like, there was a lot going on. Then I ended up getting a little bit confused about what we were actually keeping around in our hand at towards the end there, right? So at some point in the middle, we still probably should have tried to keep the Seize the Spoils, because extra treasure, then extra treasure on Monument, then extra card draw, extra discard. It's a little confusing, but I'm impressed, dude. Also, if they didn't have removal for the Urabrask, we would have had the flip on the Urabrask that turn too. Also, a lot of extra mana from the Urabrask as well, so everything about that was pretty darn cool. The worst part about that game was the opponent actually missed doing the thing, right? They missed the Squirming Emergence. They didn't get to actually reanimate anything, which I would say is relatively rare that they actually missed doing the thing. So we got a little lucky, in other words. We can call blue on Night Market and still have our turn 2 Artist Talent. But if we find extra mana, we might just plot up the Highway Robbery. Keep it plotted up for once we actually get Urabrask on the board. If we keep finding mana. This is fine. I'm a little concerned we don't see our 3rd and our 4th, but I think we'll be okay. Okay. Yeah, turn 1 blue source on Night Market unless... Oh, wow, we go first too. I was going to say, unless we draw something else, but no, we're actually going first. That's great news. Okay, Parlor. Wow. Big old chunky vehicle sent to the grave there. Another Highway Robbery. With 2 of them... Just establish the Artist Talent and hope we see our 3rd, right? More Boros. We do see our 3rd. With Boros colors, guys, we have to anticipate Get Lost. It'd be a shame to spend the whole turn going Artist Talent. We could just spend the whole turn on Monument instead. That's probably fine. Trade out 1 Highway Robbery to the other. Yeah, Boros colors, we don't know what we're up against. I'm anticipating a Get Lost. We're not going to spend extra mana. So they cycle out. Okay. I'm going to keep my hand. I like both Highway Robberies. Because if we see something else we want to discard, yeah, I'm going to keep my hand. And I definitely don't want to get rid of Urabrask, because that's kind of one of the things we're trying to do here. So this has cycling. When this vehicle enters, destroy target non-land permanent an opponent controls with mana value 4 or less. They're probably going for reanimation on these vehicles. And we have a lot of terrific non-land permanents that they would not mind hitting here, huh? I'm scared. Yeah, we definitely have a lot of terrific non-land permanents they wouldn't mind hitting. All right. Seize the spoils, get the ramp, ditch robbery. I like that for the turn. Over robbery, and then we could potentially go second highway robbery. Extra treasure token too. Then we still have highway robbery if we want. Extra card draw then after the fact. Wow. Wow. I'm gonna save everything for the highway robbery for extra card draw. So we're spending 2 treasure. Oh, we find mana, spending 1 treasure. I apologize, opponent. Let's do this. Highway robbery. It's kind of a lot going on, man. I guess. I don't even know. I don't even know anymore. No, I like the lightning strike. We're gonna send one of the lightning strikes though to the highway robbery. Then do we go card draw or start getting damage through? Okay, a couple mountains. Those will be good to trade out. So let's go card draw. Keep our hand nice and stocked. Another mountain. Well, we have a lot of stuff to send to the grave now. That's good news. 4th mana means likely reanimation, and I think they're going to hit the monument over the artist talent. It's a tapped land. We have a turn for the Urabrask to really pop off. No, temporary lockdown. No, why, opponent? Why? Okay, okay. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Everyone relax. I don't know why everyone's panicking. That's good. That's really good for the opponent. Now, next turn when they do reanimate the Brood Wagon, they'll pop the monument for sure. I mean, Urabrask is 4 or less as well. We don't have any fancy thing to do with the Urabrask this turn because they popped our... Oh, it actually doesn't matter, right? But they took our treasure too, which kind of did matter. Huh. I'm just going to go monument. I don't want them to pick up the Urabrask on the reanimation. I'd rather them take a monument, right? Ill-timed explosion. They're going card draw. They must not have the way through to reanimate. So guys, this is kind of essential. We're really looking for more of our ways to discard, and I already sent a highway robbery earlier. We used a Seize the Spoils. We used another highway robbery. Our artist talent is gone. So we kind of, I don't know if we have a great chance of seeing one off the top here, but we definitely want to see something that discards. Oh, it's more mana. Yeah, it's not good, guys. We're going to get the Urabrask down. And lightning strike open. I don't know if this is going to be a clean one at all, guys. And again, another one where I probably could have played it out a little bit more optimally. Holy cow, it's passing back. All right, we don't play lightning strike for fun. More mana. No, we need to trade these out, dude. We're in desperate need of trading out some of this mana. I'll still play one, though, because having extra mana on the board once we do see something will be fine. Urabrask, are you going to be okay? Are you going to be all right, buddy? Should we go for the swing? All right, please don't have a card that says exile target attacking creature. Opponent? No. No. Aha! What's this do, though? Oh, wow. So they get a good chump block here. Not bad. I am getting a little concerned about all the excess vehicles in their grave, though. You guys don't suppose they're going to bring all their vehicles back at once, do ya? Nah, we'll be okay. 7th mana, though, and it's an untapped mana. We're fine. Everything's fine. I'm on the edge of my seat, opponent. What is it? But look, opponent, 1 blue mana. Oh, Valor's Flagship for 7. Cool. It doesn't have haste or anything, so we still have a chance to go super explosive next turn. All we got to do is not see a mana. Find something to discard these mountains and really start to pop off. Oh, that's a start, right? That's a start. That's something. That was so essential, dude. All right. Let's get the ball rolling. We won't have a blue source after this, though, so... Yep, because we could find even more. Canal? Ew, that's a tapped blue source. All right, well, I guess one of the mountains first. And then draw 2 cards off the monuments. Should I actually go treasure token on one just in case it is a blue? No, it doesn't really matter, does it? We should just draw as much as possible. Ah, but, oh, Highway Robbery. Okay. Okay, that's good news. Okay. Okay, I'm playing it out very slowly. Wait a minute, guys. Okay, yeah, no, we do this. We do this. I'm sorry, opponent. I'm sorry. I'm taking forever here. Okay, discard a card because we want the monuments to pop off. We can ditch the canal. I mean, it'll come out tapped anyways, so... Oh, we find a Verge. That's good. So at this point... Stall out, we'll tap. At this point, we go... I guess we'll split this, right? Make sure we have that extra treasure just in case there's something else we want to see. But we'll get the blue source down. We'll... Wait a minute. Guys, first of all, opponent, I apologize. I'm thinking. Treasure, lose 3. Stall out is better as a cycle here, isn't it? Right? Because if we want to get 4 through, we can still just use the lightning strike to get rid of the 1/1 pilot. It's better as a cycle. All right, let's do it. Yeah. Yeah. Lose 3. I'm using my timeout, unfortunately. All right, opponent's down to 12. You find a Stormcatch Mentor, which I suppose isn't completely terrible. Right? Gets Lightning Strike down to 1 mana as well. It's just too bad. Right, we're going for the swing. We'll have to use a treasure. We're about to... Oh, crap. The crew, guys. The crew. Crap. Well, now we can't go for the swing. So I guess we'll flip the Urabrask. The lifelink on the flagship is terrifying. We got the opponent down to 8. Mentor not doing anything. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, guys. I was completely overlooking the vehicle the whole time. We should have went lightning strike to the opponent's face. Oh. Oh. Push the limit. Dude, I thought too hard and too long for no reason. Dude, good game, opponent. How cool is that, though? That's really cool is what that is. I'd say honestly, first of all, wow, I'm struggling to play this deck list, guys. I apologize. It is definitely a hard one for me. It's probably a pretty difficult one to play in general. Definitely one that is deserving of practice, to say the very least, right? But I'd also say we got a little lucky seeing all that mana so many turns in a row too, right? In the early game, seeing all that extra mana would have been great. That would have meant awesome cards to trade out to keep the other cards in our hand too. We can't complain too much too because the opponent's deck list was freaking sick. Yeah, push the limit deck list? I mean, come on, man. We can't complain about that. That's the first push the limits I've seen. So... I mean... Yeah, at some point we have to try. We have to try push the limit. That was just really cool. and super explosive, man. And it kind of feels like it should be relatively easy to ramp into, too. Keep your graveyard nice and stocked up. I like the cycling vehicle that they chose there, too. Oh, if we would have kept the artist talent around for like one more turn as well. Yeah, that could have been anyone's game easily. All right, guys, another 2-mana hand. Opponent goes first, unfortunately. I guess we'll keep it because I feel like this would be a weird mulligan, but it's not the greatest, especially for the opponent going first. Well, at the same time, we can't ask for too much more because we don't have a lot of 1-mana cards in here. We literally just have Burst Lightning. I guess the main thing in my mind right now is the 3rd mana already established in hand would make me feel a lot more comfortable. But still establishing artist talent right away on turn 2 should be fine. Opponent is making a decision, and while their timer's running down, this is a great time to bring up opponent. I was trying to talk. Okay. Well, I'll try to play and talk at the same time, which is harder than you think, you know what I'm saying? Second swamp. Oh, there's our 3rd. Okay, awesome. All right, artist talent. Mono black should have a rough time removing enchantments, so we'll probably go right into level 2 and be pretty happy about it. Unholy Annex. Oh, dear. You know what? I will wait till after this game to bring up what I was going to bring up, guys. Because I don't want to hold the opponent up here. Because I'm pretty sure this deck list is already going to hold them up pretty significantly. Go right into the artist talent. We have 3 lightning strikes in hand. Right into a Sheoldred. Wow. Broadside Barrage. Cleans up the Sheoldred, but then we don't have a red source. We could find one, but I'd rather get the monument down. I think I'm just going to take the 2. See what we see off the top. See if we find the... Yeah, we do. Untapped land. Then we go monument first. Right? So, monument. I'm not going to discard anything because I actually really like all this extra burn in hand already. We're already going to have to discard one of them, probably Burst Lightning, to the Barrage. Well, unless we end up discarding whatever we end up... Right, again, I'm confusing myself because we could discard now, draw. I think I will then, right? I guess, because then we replace it, then we can draw on the monument. Ow, Sheoldred, how could you? Look at all this, dude. Okay, Canal is now the discard, right? And then Treasure Token. Dude, the Sheoldred punish. I really, really need to be more careful about that. Holy cow, we just took 8 damage in 1 turn from Sheoldred. Oh my goodness. I'm going to keep the other Barrage for another Sheoldred and actually do it in the proper order this time, I suppose, right? Stall out should be the discard. Nice. Extra 3. Down to 12. Maybe I should have waited for their turn for the lightning strike. I got a little hasty there, guys. I think I'm overthinking it too. Here's their demon. They go back up to 14. We should be terrified. Okay, more mana to trade out. So I wouldn't mind getting this to level 3. Still have 2 mana available. 4, it's 5 and 5. From the lightning strikes, and then another 3 from the monument, which just isn't enough, is it? Extra treasure token. I apologize, opponent. Again, I'm thinking it's kind of rough, man. Kind of is. Wait a minute. We start with... We can get rid of that demon. With the Broadside Barrage, right? Like this. Now that we activated that, right? Get rid of the mountain. And we go treasure on the monument. There we go. Urabrask, are you going to be enough next turn? Maybe. Maybe, but I think Highway Robbery is a little bit better right now, unfortunately. Anyways, we'll draw a card because we want a card to discard this turn with the Lightning Strike. And I guess, again, we could wait for the opponent's turn, I guess. I don't know anymore. All right, I'm going to keep the Highway Robbery. We're going to ditch the Burst Lightning, even though the Burst Lightning is actually really good too. Opponent is down to 6 and my brain has left the building. I have no idea if that was the optimal line of play at all, dude. At all. All I know is I like to discard cards, so Highway Robbery was the choice, but Burst Lightning is just extra 2 from the level 3 Artist Talent, so I probably should have kept that anyways. They go Soulstone. It's a demon, so they are going to go back up to 8 here. They do get a swing, but we should be okay with just the Lightning Strike. Stall out is also pretty good here. We'll start with the draw, though, I think. Because they still have a swamp open. It could be a surprise of some kind. Okay, so I'll start with the draw. The second Monument, though. A second Lightning Strike, too. Holy cow, dude. That's pretty brutal, huh? Last turn, we sacrifice a land. Another Highway Robbery. Stormcatch Mentor. Wow. Okay. Second Monument. I don't know what that one swamp could possibly be at that point. We can ditch the Stormcatch Mentor. And generate treasure. I'm still playing it out to its absolute fullest, guys. Just in case that swamp is some kind of surprise. Now we start with Lightning Strike, because this should be it. Discard the Stormcatch Mentor, and then choose damage on both the monuments. Hey, good game, opponent. Good game. They dropped us the GG, we drop it in return. Not bad. I guess I played it out well enough. I don't know, dude. This one's hard. This one's really hard to play. I apologize, guys. Yeah. Ooh, achievement complete. I'll tell you what. It's getting pretty late at night right about now. That was a pretty good high note to end on. But I also want to go more. One more? Win or lose? Win or lose, I'm not mad. We showcased something here, that's for sure, right? It's funny that we got to the point in that game where even the Urabrask in hand was just kind of like, oh, we might as well send it, right? Because the Monument's doing all that extra damage. But we can't forget that if you're doing the damage on our turn, we can pass it back, instant speed things, still discard off the Artist Talent that's established, right? Like there's a lot going on, and you can get the Monument abilities on the opponent's turn too. Yeah, it's interesting. All right, we're going to give this a shot. I like seeing all 3 in our opener here. Burst Lightning is open with the Verge. All right, we're going to be patient with that Burst Lightning. Okay, another Verge isn't terrible for now. Artist Talent might be in a good spot here again. Dimir colors, it could be bounce though too. If it is bounce, upgrading to level 2 is pretty bad. If it's some other kind of Dimir though, I say we try it. I mean, why not? At that point, we want to be patient with all of our burn spells anyways, until we actually need them. Oh, Simulacrum Synthesizer is what they're rocking, guys. Okay. That's interesting. Right. How do you guys feel about a level 3 Artist Talent? Because I can't think of anything in Dimir Synthesizer. Wait a minute. We don't entirely know what we're up against. I should be very cautious about that. Nah. Island. Upgrade. Let's start with we got a lot of mana. Just while they're tapped out, Lightning Strike for fun? Yeah, let's do it. While they're tapped out, get rid of the Canal because I don't really want it to come out tapped. Barrage should be pretty decent, I suppose, once a big old chunky artifact hits from the synthesizer. Oil Deep Gear Hulk. It's creature. Wait, look at target. Oh, look at target player's hand. You may choose a card from it. If you do, that player discards that card, then draws a card. Ward 1. Probably Barrage. 2 extra damage. I guess my Burst Lightning hits the Gear Hulk anyways. They actually go stall out here. We see another stall out anyway. Stormcatch Mentor kind of hasn't been super terrific today. There's a reason there's only 2 of these, and I'm not a big fan of it, actually. So I guess we could pay the extra ward. I wouldn't mind trading out a couple cards with the Artist Talent and the Barrage. Pay the extra 1, stall out the Construct. This might need to hit something chunkier in the future, though. We're just going to go Burst Lightning. Never mind. Burst Lightning's probably going to need to hit face. I apologize to all of my opponents today. My goodness, man. Pay the extra 1 off the Barrage. We're going to tap out for the turn, guys. Start by discarding... Oh, first of all, Resolve. Autopay. Start by discarding Mentor. A Lightning Strike. And another stall out. So we'll get rid of one of the stall outs. Yeah, because we're going all to their face. You know what? I'm actually not going to stall out for the turn. I'm not scared of this construct. Instead, while they're tapped out, I'm doing this again. Another 5 damage to their face. Get rid of stall out? No. I'm going to keep the stall out this time because probably do need to hit at least one of their constructs, tap it down. Because another synthesizer. That's scary. Swing with 4. So Burst Lightning, we do have the kick for a turn and then just Burst Lightning on the following turn if we think we're going to survive. Urabrask. Man, I wish I had more mana on this board, huh? Probably just going to have to send it. Burst Lightning also hits the constructs. We could also cycle the stall out. I think we're going to discard. We're going to go 1 mana Burst Lightning. Because I don't think it's worth the extra 2 right now, I hope, right? Send the Urabrask, which breaks my heart, but... Artist Talent. Okay. Okay. Yeah, finding mana there would have meant kicking the Burst Lightning since it cost 1 less. So 4 for the final 6, right? We didn't find the mana. So now we'll go stall out to slow them down. Get rid of Artist Talent. We could find another Burst Lightning. We don't, but we do find the we do find the 5th mana. We probably do this, right? We probably do this. And then swap out the Verge, see if we find it. Could be a Lightning Strike too. It's mana. Down to 2. I'm going to keep the mana to trade out to whatever we see off the top. I think we should be scared. I think the opponent could easily pull this back. Double synthesizers on the board is crazy, dude. I went all to face, just a big risk, right? And again, another one where I realistically, I just don't know if I optimize these plays. I do know one thing. Stormcatch Mentor is going to be discarded often, isn't it? Whoa. Whoa. What was that? Oh, no mana. No. I'd say we had a pretty good chance here. Okay, Haunt the Network. 5 mana sorcery. Choose target opponent. Create 2 1/1 colorless Thopter artifact creature tokens with flying. Then the chosen player loses X life. You gain X life, where X is the number of artifacts you control. Hey. Good game, opponent. Cool deck list. I like it. That's pretty neat. Repurposing Bay. Okay. You know what they could do? Repurposing Fae, sacrifice a synthesizer, and grab an oil deep gear hulk, right? But mostly, I'm guessing that's in there to sacrifice 2 mana cards to grab synthesizer, but I can't be certain since I didn't see more of the deck list. Guys, realistically, I do believe that could have gone either way. And again, if I optimize somewhere, I mean, we got them down to 2, so there could have easily been something. Oh, the turn that I discarded Urabrask, what if I would have just set up Urabrask for the turn? And then next turn tried to win with the Urabrask ability. Very possible, but also very possible that we establish the Urabrask and they immediately remove it anyways. I mean, they were rocking Dimir colors after all. Even though it's Dimir artifact still. Got some achievements at the end. What is it? Core achievements, advanced achievements. What is it? Where am I? Oh, there it is. Win a game without casting a single creature spell. Yeah, that sounds about right. Nice. That's a cool one. Oh. I can't equip any more of the emotes, unfortunately, but maybe at some point, right? Okay. Urabrask Barrage. Here's the deck list again, guys. Really neat, man. Like I said, my brain has exited the building, so I hope... I mean... someone else do the discussion for me. No, this was hard. This was a hard one for me to play. I think that if I were to return to it in the future, I do think it would be easier for me to play. This is definitely one of those deck lists, a little bit of practice. You kind of start to see the synergies in play and kind of start to see how the extra optimization from like when to do the different abilities on the monument. Like generally speaking, you're probably starting with card draw unless you need to use that extra treasure token right away. Then you use that treasure token, then you discard more, then you could go for the card draw potentially or something. Or maybe you're trying to draw into the mana for the turn. It's a very complicated situation every time the monument's on the board. That's what it feels like, at least, right? Like, what do you start with? I think generally speaking, you start with one of the top 2 things, depending on what you're looking for, and then go into the bottom ability at the end of your turn, like after you already gained all the other value from the card, unless the opponent's going to lose that turn, of course, right? Because at that point, you just max out the damage as soon as possible. Maybe they're already at 3. Well, then, of course, you don't start with the card draw. Unless you're completely playing it out because they have mana open too. So yeah, there's just like 1,000 situations and it feels like there's no correct way to do it. You just kind of have to play it by the exact situation that you're in at that moment. Broadside Barrage, really cool. 5 damage, but once you have level 3 artist talent, that's an extra 2 damage, 7 damage. A barrage, we took out a demon today. That was pretty cool, right? I like this. All 4 of them? Yeah, all 4 seize the spoils too. Listen, guys, the reason we have Stormcatch Mentor is because there's actually a lot of moments where you can't successfully keep a level 2 artist talent on the board. Everything's pretty expensive in here. Guys, I think we still have to call it jank, even though it did relatively decent today, didn't it? I don't actually know the win rate right now. I said this in the last video, I think, but all my games are kind of blurring together because I played way too much Magic recently. At least that's what it feels like. But so I don't know the win rate. It felt like it did decent, but I'm pretty sure we still want to call it jank. I think it's not always going to perform exactly how you want it to perform because it's a Storm deck list. You're doing the Storm thing. You're kind of popping off all in one turn, and there are going to be moments where you just see a bunch of land off the top, and you're just like, well, this could have gone either way. I think the important thing is it's still really fun to play this Storm style deck list, right? So yeah, I think the double mentors are still worth it because first of all, if you don't have level 2 on the artist talent, then you're going to really appreciate mentor being on the board. But even if you do have level 2 artist talent, then the mentor can be what you traded out, which is what we ended up doing today anyways. Or level 2 artist talent on the board and a mentor on the board would mean like Seize the Spoils would be 1 mana. Which isn't like that significant. It doesn't like make our Broadside Barrage any cheaper because it's still going to cost those Izzet colors. So I guess it makes the kicker cost on the Burst Lightning cost even more or less, which is kind of important too. An extra 4 damage, as we saw, could be enough to do it if we actually had the level 3 on Artist Talent. And there's going to be a lot of deck lists where you're feeling pretty safe to go ahead and go into the Artist Talent. Generally speaking, when you're up against white sources from the opponent, you can probably say goodbye to your Artist Talent, right? It's going to get picked up by something. It's either going to be Get Lost or a temporary lockdown, or something else is going to pick up the Artist Talent. But the opponent drops a Swamp, you're probably gonna risk it. Go for it, dude. Go get that level 2, and try to outpace whatever they're doing. Yeah, it really, really, really depends what you're up against. How do you guys feel about Stall Out today? We didn't really get to see it too often, did we? It was often one of the discards too. It's either going to be, I don't know. It is pretty cool when it is 1 mana. 3 stun counters is so many stun counters. But the most important part is the fact that it has cycling 2 on here as well. But one of the things that makes it a little weaker is the fact that it's sorcery. If this was instant speed, dude, I think it might actually be really good if it was instant speed. Am I crazy? Maybe. But no, it is sorcery speed. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this. I mean, I opted for all 4 of them, so I must have felt something at the time when I was putting the deck list together. Tap, target, creature, or vehicle. You know what? That could have been really good in that game against the vehicles. When they powered up that 7/7 vehicle, we couldn't swing with the Urabrask. That was actually really brutal, right? Tap that down with 3 stun counters. Well, first of all, it would have been a creature at that point anyways. I think the important part of that is the fact that this is sorcery. I guess, right? I guess. Yeah, Stall Out. All right, I'm not going to talk any more about Stall Out. Important thing, cycling 2. I think it kind of worked. I don't know. Highway Robbery, as we saw in one of the games today, sometimes when it's your last turn, you just sacrifice your tapped land. The land that you tapped to cast Highway Robbery. You know the opponent's winning next turn anyways. Get rid of those lands. Other than that, you still want to be careful. We have all 4 Monument of Endurance in here, so you still might want to discard to the Highway Robbery just to get the extra benefits from the Monument. But sometimes you're not going to want to do that because you have Artist Talent on the board too. So you're still going to get the discard, maybe extra draws on the Monument. Boy, even going over the deck list at the end here, the synergies. The synergies, man, there's too many. There's way too many. All the extra burn and everything, very, very important. Lightning Strike, Burst, Lightning as 4 ofs makes way too much sense. Monument was such an MVP that I do wonder if Urabrask is even worth it as a 3 of here on the top end. We could even go down to 2 and probably be equally as successful now that this deck list kind of has an alternate way, an alternate win condition with the Monument, right? Because just if you're going Lightning Strike to the opponent's face, discarding off an Artist Talent, an extra 3 damage from the Monument, and then you do it again on the opponent's turn, that's a significant chunk of damage very fast. It shouldn't take too long to clean up the game. But I still like the 3 Urabrasks, and honestly, the deck list performed well enough to not change anything today. I even liked the Night Market, dude. So, yeah, I didn't mind anything, and it kind of felt pretty decent. But again, probably still janky. Also, guys, put everything on the Do Not Craft list for the first couple weeks of a new set. It's kind of important, I would say. See where the meta settles before you spend your wild cards. Outside of that, if you already pulled a lot of these out of packs, or maybe you already crafted like Monument of Endurance somewhere else too, this might be a really neat deck list to try it out in. It really might be. Now, does it have to be like an Urabrask Storm style deck list? Probably not. There's probably another way to put Izzet discard together with Monument of Endurance and still be very happy about it too. It'll probably still rock something like Artist Talent as well. So everything about this was cool. Enough rambling. That's what I say, huh? Guys, if you made it this far into the video for real, y'all are champions. I super duper appreciate you. And I will see you in the next video.